Hey everyone, this is Joty K on Joty K Uncut on Ruckus Avenue Radio on Dash Radio. Today is a special day for me because it's actually very nostalgic because I have my day and time, Timbaland and Justin Timberlake with me, you guys. The original Brown Boys to make it poppin', Jay Sean and Rishi Rich. What is up, you guys?
What's up? Joty, how we doing?
I'm good. I know you can't tell, but the little girl inside of me is screaming right now because you're the reason I was allowed to have a Brown Boys poster in my room, you know? My dad's like, who is that? And I'm like, Dad, you know, I'm going to or
Dad, he's couple teeth.
Yeah, he's like, who's Jay Sean? No, couple teeth. Look, Google.
He's Apna in there, Apna.
Supporting, you know what I mean? So, how are you guys?
That. We are great. I'm great. How you doing, Rish?
I'm good. Just, you know, quarantined in Mumbai. But it's all good. Yeah, that's where I live.
There's some Bollywood tracks. I thought you were in ETL. I mean, that was probably, you know, years ago when I used to know everything about you guys.
I lived in Atlanta probably about 5 years ago. Then I moved to Mumbai. I've been here 4 years.
Okay.
So yeah, been working out of my apartment, my studio. But yeah, it's all good.
It's good, cool. And you're in New York or Jersey?
Jersey, yeah. To anybody outside of America, I just say New York. You know what I mean? But within America, within America, I should probably also just say New York, to be honest.
It's like the Jersey it's right there, down the street.
It's just there. No, I'm not shitting on Jersey. Jersey's all right, man. It's a little vibe. I'm here in Jersey.
Oh, nice. Well, you guys' track Nakhre is doing waves. You know, it's very nostalgic for a lot of people. For us, it's been, 19 years since you guys have done a duo together?
All of them. We're not fucking Buddha. We're not actually Buddha.
I'm just kidding. How long?
Probably been about 15 since me and you did I think the last solo one was probably Stolen.
And then, Stolen and the tracks for my album. But I think Eyes on You, Stolen, you know, Holding On, things like that. That was the last time me and Jay, just the two of us, worked together. You know.
Otherwise, us three me, Juggy, and Rish got together for Freak, which was 5 years ago. Yeah.
How's Juggy D doing? Are you guys all still cool with Juggy?
Nah, man, fuck that guy. No, I'm joking, of course. No, he's our bro, man. I just spoke to him yesterday. We actually speak a lot. Me and Jug speak almost every day. Me and Rish speak basically every day. You know, we always stay in touch over WhatsApp, sending each other silly things and having a laugh, you know. Very rarely do we sort of like get the chance to be in the same country though. That's what's hard because Juggy's in England, I'm in America, Rishi's in India. So that's what's hard. But when we're together, man, it's so much fun.
I know the time zones, they're all different. You know what I mean? You wake up, one goes to sleep, the other's already going on with their day.
Yeah, and just to think that three of us all lived in West London. That's where we were from, and that's how we all started. So now we're all in different places, you know, in the world. But you know, that's just the way life has taken all three of us. You know.
Well, at least you guys are still friends. You know what I mean? Until today, from where you started. Speaking of which, so how did you guys come about? Like, so, you know, Dance With You was a huge, huge track. That's when I told my mom that I want to marry a UK Punjabi guy. I was like, UK mom, the UK. She's like, when I heard the accent and I see you guys, I was like every brown girl, you know?
Where are you from? Where do you live?
California.
Okay, you're a Cali girl. Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't really know too much about the UK until you guys came out, and you know, you guys basically got it poppin'. You know what I mean? I know Nas says he's the original brown boy to get it poppin'. No, it's you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
But
hilarious.
Yeah, so how did it come about? So like, you know, were you already seeing Jay, and then Rishi just like kind of found you, or how did it work out?
Well, I was a rapper for the longest time. I was, you know, like back when people actually did know how to rap. So I was a rapper from, I would say, you know, 14 all the way through up to the Me Against Myself album. I was rapping on the Me Against Myself album. And Rishi actually met me as a rapper. So we had a show together at this huge arena And I had blagged my way onto stage somehow, right? Unsigned, I had nothing, but I knew the organizers, got myself on stage, met Rishi backstage, and I was like, yo, dude, I know you're an amazing producer. Like, I really need production. I'm a rapper. And he's like, oh, cool, man, wicked, man. That's, good stuff. And then I was like, okay. And then nothing happened. And then, hey, cool, man. Cool. And then about 2 years later, I had started singing more, right? And that's when I met Rish. I had my real first song, a song called 1 Minute that I had written. And Rishi heard it and he loved my voice and he was like, okay, like let's
give you a chance. That's cool. And then it was history from there. But a lot of people don't know, like, once you find that producer with you, like that duo, like, stick with that duo.
That's it.
Look, till today, whenever anyone sees you guys together, all the comments are like, dynamic duo, these guys are the best.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, that's, whoever, like, if you're a singer or anybody, find that producer and then that's it. Gold.
That's it. Chemistry. That's what it's about.
I think it happens it happens with everyone. I think whether you look at Ardy Burman and Usher Bosley, you look at Pharrell and Usher, you look at Pharrell and Justin Timberland, and it's Timberland and Missy. Even though they go off and work with other people, but there's always that synergy that certain artists has with the producer, which you can never shake off. Like my thing with Jay, what we have in the studio, no matter how many artists I've worked with and how many producers Jay's worked with, there's a certain spark that me and him have. Not just we feel it, everyone feels it who's been with us from day one, so that's special.
Exactly. And the Indian community, the brown community, is like an ex-girlfriend. Like, we'll always take you back, even though you guys try to leave us and go to the American market, we'll still take you back.
You know what, honestly, I was saying to my one of my friends the other day, how unique and insanely special my situation is, mine and Rishi's. We have literally, it's the loyalty and the love of all of the Indians around the world. The second biggest demographic on planet Earth are our people. So it doesn't matter where we go, for how many years. I've been touring for nearly 20 years, and still to this day, the front row of every show is all our people. And it doesn't matter where I am. I could be in Russia. I could be in Hong Kong. I could be anywhere, but they show up, and that's love, man. It's beautiful.
My mom even knows who you are. You know what I mean? Like, at this point, my mom's always like, oh, yeah, it's Jay Sean. And I'm like, Mom, how do you know that? You know what I mean?
I know. It's really sweet.
And then also with Rishi, like, we know, it's like you have a very unique sound. Like, when it's a Rishi Rish beat. Like, I don't know if it's like, I don't know. It's like you mixed the perfect brown and US like music. I would like to sound it out, but I would sound really stupid. But like that little horn beat that you do, you know what I'm talking about?
The flute, the flute stuff.
I think it's that fusion. It's my upbringing of R&B, soul music, hip hop, Punjabi music, Hindi music, and I think I've always had that from when I was literally making music on my Casio. I always wanted to infuse my cultures as well as with, I love R&B. I'm actually an R&B, and when I mean R&B, I mean soulful music, whether it's Hindi music, Hindi soulful, Gypsy Kings, and things like that. It's all this kind of things that come together. So that's something which I think I've just over time I've loved progressing that sound. Even coming to India doing the film stuff, I still kind of combine my roots. And I think obviously by growing up in West London, which was very much in the hip hop, R&B, Punjabi, Hindi kind of thing, then moving to ATL, it's all these flavors that come in. So I'm glad that, and I think as a producer, and I've said this a lot, like when I was growing up, I wanted to be like a Timberland or Pharrell or Dre, where, when you hear their music, that it's them. And I think I've kind of I've done that where I've got a signature sound, so, and I'm proud of that.
You do. Absolutely. You definitely know it's you. You do. You know what I mean? And actually, and I know it's always not been love yous. I'm sure there's been F yous too, as you guys been, emerging. Did you guys always get the support? Because, in our culture, you have to be the doctor, the lawyer, this and that, and when you start rapping or making music, usually you know, our parents are not very supportive until they see them, you know, the M's rolling in and the fans coming. But before that, how was it for you guys? Like, you know, trying to break the scene and, you know, go outside the norm?
I'll be honest with you, for me and for Rishi, I think I can speak for both of us. Our family support has been so beautiful. Our mums, like, so proud of us. So humble, though. They're the ones who also keep us humble because Rishi's mom is so sweet. She's never been that kind of, my son is Rishi Rich. No, Rishi. Everybody knows Rishi. That's my son. Never. My mom, listen, my mom and dad are so humble. It's ridiculous. I can't even tell you, like, they almost don't want to say anything because they don't want people to think that they're showing off, right? They're that sweet. Aww. And yeah, and my brother too. My brother doesn't, you know, my brother never, no one in my family really shows off about me. And I think that's just the vibe. It's just love and support. That's all they give. Is nothing else. That's the worst thing. Imagine your own parents gassing you up. That's disgusting. Who wants that?
Yeah, no one
right?
wants
that. So it's beautiful. As for the Indian demographic, look, they were our first fans. They were definitely my first fans, and they were nothing but insane amounts of love and pride. Like you said, you had a picture of me on your wall. Like, all of these girls finally had a chance to have a poster boy that wasn't Justin Timberlake or wasn't Usher, and it was just so fun and exciting and just all love, man. I think the only obstacles I came across was when I was trying to sort of show them that the other stuff that I do, right? Like, can you be a brown boy? Can you be a brown boy who starts off, you know, gets recognized because he was on like fusion tracks like Dance With You and Eyes on You and Stolen, but then I want to go and do some real R&B, or I want to go and do something else. Will I get accepted? You know, or will I get put in a box? And I know, bro, you're the one who you always have to have a double I in your song, or you have to have a flute in your song.
Yeah, exactly.
Did I come across that? Sometimes, you know, we had a few silly incidences, didn't we, at Media, Rish, where people just were like, they didn't get it. And it was like, oh, you brown boys, you know, you do Bangra. And we're like, actually, no, have you listened to the song yet? Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But then, you know, you overcome that over time.
A lot of people, I think, didn't even for a while know that Jay Sean was Indian. I remember, I'm like, yeah. And that's why we would compare ourselves. Like, I'm Indian. You know who Jay Sean is? That's who I am. That's the same thing. You know what I mean? Because before you didn't really have a reference because, you know, we're in style right now, but back then we weren't in fashion. You know what I mean? So we were able to compare ourselves to you. And I actually was gonna ask you that. Even today, Ride It is a house song now. And, you know, people like me are like, do you know the original song? You know, like, you know, people like us. Like, do you even know where that came from? Like, all these, like, white kids were, like, jumping to it. I was like, Jay Sean. But when, you know, you guys were emerging, like, you were with Teddy Riley, you were with Cash Money, do you feel like, you know, they wanted you to be more Indian? Like, they weren't giving you more of that attention because you weren't, like, you know what I'm saying? You're brown. So they were like, you're brown.
Not for me.
Indian. Give us.
No, not for me. Rishi, I remember Teddy was, you can talk for yourself. I mean,
Teddy was the thing about Teddy is because he was like one of my mentors before I met him, someone that I'd looked up to from Blackstreet, from producing In the Closet, Michael, you know, like the way he does his drums. So when he discovered me in that sense, he knew about me, and I moved to ATR. I lived with him in his mansion. It was crazy. He built me a studio. I kind of went back to school, and I think it was crazy, but one of the reasons why I was there is because you know, he had other producers as well, but no producer could do what I did. You know, like I could sit in a room with hip hop artists or R&B artists and literally blow them away with music because no one can sample Indian music better than an Indian.
Right.
And that's true. You know, to mix it in. As well as, like, I can play soul music, but I don't play like church music, but I can play R&B chords. But I know that I have enough experience to mix R&B and Indian music. So for me, it was kind of like I was in a really blessed situation where I got to learn a lot. My situation probably was much different from Jay because when I was living in Atlanta, I kind of went back to school. Like, I literally sat in a studio like this behind Teddy for 4 years, watching him work and him teaching me the sonics. So after everything I had been through in my life, he was playing me unreleased Michael Jackson music. He gave me a hard drive of Quincy Jones strings, You know, I've got them here and
That's
I use
crazy.
them on my music. You know, and things like that. So I was a student. I went, you know, full Karate Kid. I was back to kind of being a student, you know.
That's amazing. I don't think a lot of people know that, actually. I'm a stalker, so of course I know this. I'm like, you know, I have to know everything, but that's really cool.
And then, you know, it's so funny with me. Cash Money had no idea that I was Indian at all. Okay, let me tell you none. What is so amazing about my America story is that nobody in America, apart from the Desis, nobody else knew my story. They didn't know I'm from England. They didn't know I'm Indian. All they heard, because remember, my first song I put out in America was Down. So all they heard was the song. Then they saw the video. Most people thought I was Spanish. Most people in America thought I was Hispanic. Most of them. So everybody was like, oh, okay. And especially because Jay Sean doesn't sound like an Indian name. So they were like, oh, he must be Spanish. Then I'd go in interviews and I'd go and open my mouth. They're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, England. And they're like, what? So they're blown away by that. Then I'll tell them I'm Indian. And they're like, whoa, okay, what is going on?
There's people in the UK?
Yeah. So the funniest thing is when I was with Cash Money, Slim, he said to me, first, again, like I said, they liked the way I sounded. They liked my vibe. They liked me as a person. And they, of course, knew that I had fans around the world already, right? So that was for them, it was just like, great, we just need to break you in America. So then I was telling him about being Indian, and he's like, Slim goes, let me ask you something, bro. I go, yeah. He goes, so you Pakistani? I said, am I what? He goes, you Pakistani? I go, that would be the ultimate symbol of peace. Yes, if I was a Pakistani. But yeah, again, like I had to explain look, we know, but a lot of people in the world don't even know the difference between Arabic and Indian culture. They definitely wouldn't know the difference between Indian and Pakistanis. They wouldn't know the difference in Bangladeshis and anyway, right? So it didn't matter, is the point. It didn't matter to them. Once they got to learn about it, it was an additional thing that was cool to them.
Yeah, more revenue for them, because that means now they got, you know, America listening, but you also have the UK and India listening. So that's what they're thinking about. Like, they're like, yeah, Pakistani, cool. But let's talk about Nakhre. So obviously, Rishi, you're like known for doing great samples, and Langwach is a very popular song in, you know, Punjabi culture, which means nose ring, right? I lost my nose ring. If you were to translate it. Yeah, and so what happened? So you just called Jay, and you thought of Jay when you were listening to the song. How did it come about?
No, it was basically Jay. We've been talking about him coming down and working together. So he was like, you know what? He actually was getting quite annoyed. He was like, I can't, because I was sending him beats, you know, and we never worked like that. And he was like, I don't want to. This is not our vibe, because I'm literally booking a flight and I'm coming to India for about 7 days. And I'm going to work. We're going to do some work. We're going to hang out. I said, fine. So
during COVID?
He came out.
No. This is a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
this is actually
maybe
now it's dangerous.
Yeah, of course. And I've got a great team here, like myself and Kirani, who's a songwriter. She's 1/3 of my label owner, and she writes, and she's the one who sang on Nakhre as well. So it was myself, really, Jay and Kirani, and we were hanging out. We were going out, you know. And Jay said, look, I want to sample a 90s record, a Bollywood record. We actually did this track. We went out, we came back to the studio, and we were listening to music, and then we heard Bazigar, and we heard the Tere Chere Pe, we heard the flute sample. And Jay was like, this is it.
And that's you.
Yeah. And it was literally, you know, I sampled it. I started kind of producing. It was like 3 a.m. Kieran was here as well. Jay was freestyling. And, you know, this whole conversation came about where Jay started doing some melodies. I was like, you know, you should actually kind of just do the Punjabi bit. So Kieran started writing. She actually then came up with, she just put that in. And I don't think it was just a vibe thing. You know, when you're working at night, you definitely know that in a day or two, you're going to change the vibe of this. But Nakhre is something which actually we didn't change. We, you know, apart from a few lyrics and melodies here and there, the structure is really the same, because the vibe in that room that night, obviously after a few tequilas, everything's all good. You know? So we left it at that, you know, and literally a couple of months ago, obviously I've set the label up. Jay's got his label. I was like, we're like, let's put that record out, you know, and that's it. We just He's out.
And did it. And perfect. And then it blew up. Everyone was excited. Like I said, it's nostalgic, and also, you know, you guys are a dynamic duo and trio. Kearney's really cool. I actually follow her, and we follow each other. So that's amazing. Yeah. As for the video, so you did it in Jersey, Edison. So how did that come about? So obviously COVID, it's hard to like have all of you guys in the same, you know, place. So how did you decide that you wanted to go to Little India in Jersey, right? Like
well, yeah, that's it. So you've seen Eyes on You, I'm assuming, the video. So in the Eyes on You video, of course, I'm walking around the streets of Little India in England, which is a place called Southall, which is where I grew up. You know, so I was like, you know, for me, it would have been so fun. Obviously, there's the reference, because in the song I say, always have my eyes on you.
Okay,
I was like, let's go back to the Eyes on You thing, and it should be simple enough for me during the pandemic to be able to get one cameraman to follow me down the street. That's not hard. We knew we could achieve that. As opposed to a full-blown video, we were like, it's not going to happen. Big crew, blah, 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 social distancing, it's not going to happen. So we were like, why not? Let's do it. It worked for Eyes on You, and it was fun and simple, and it's nostalgic. It takes you back to that moment.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it was animated. That was a discussion that Rish and I were having, you know, about when we were talking about what we wanted the music video to be. And because obviously it samples Bazigar, we thought, how cool would it be? Because with a cartoon, you can do anything. You can be in any world. So I became Shah Rukh Khan, and we reenacted all of his famous movie scenes, songs, and that's how the video came about. And you know what? It was just simple and fun, and everyone I know who watches it is smiling from start to finish.
Yeah, exactly. I was smiling the whole time too, you know, and especially like the little kid inside of you, and then everyone knows Shah Rukh and his movies and all that. So it's perfect. And when you were walking around, did everyone know you were filming? Or obviously, they knew you were Jay, but like, how were they reactions? So I saw some people with
same reaction that happens with anytime anybody sees you, they don't expect to see you there.
Yeah.
This is what a lot of people. They go to a concert. Of course, you expect to see a few famous people there. You might see another famous person. You might see Kim Kardashian at a Jay-Z concert. It's not out of context. But if you see Kim Kardashian in Whole Foods in England, you're going to be like, that's not her. It just looks like her. So a lot of people didn't think, why would Jay Sean be walking around Edison, New Jersey on Labor Day? So they're like, and then, so now they're listening and they're like, wait, no, that's him. So then they started getting their phones out and they were filming, and it was really cute. And it was just a very, very sweet moment. It was just nice, man. I got to find, I haven't seen my fans or talked to my fans for 7 months. I haven't been on the road. So for me to have that connection with them and talk to them, and, you know, it was really nice.
That's nice. No, definitely. It's a very fun vibe, the video. It's fun. I was reading the comments. Everyone's loving it. Again, nostalgic as well. And it's #1 on the official Punjabi charts. I saw that. And actually, Rishi, I wanted to ask you, did you know Jay Sean was funny? Like, he's a comedian, like literally. Like, do you follow him on TikTok?
No, I don't need to. He sends me those private videos.
Even if you don't want them, he just sends them over to you.
I've known Jay, like we kind of, you know, in our 20s when we met, you know, we've known each other for so long. Like he knows a side of me which probably no one knows, which is a completely crazy. I mean, people do, but my real close, like I'm so mental, I'm crazy. Like when I'm out, you know, like really? I want to do.
You seem very composed. Like Jay seems like the wild one, and then you're very like.
No. I'm like, as soon as we get to a bar, like 10 tequilas, Cafe Patron, I'll dance on tables. You know, I do all that. That's my vibe.
No way. You know? Every interview I've seen of yours, like, yeah, I'm Rishi Rish. Hello, guys. You know, and you're like, this guy's very calm, you know, and then Jay's always like more funny.
So I know that. Awesome. So like I love the fact that now the public and everyone and are really getting to see this is him. This is what he's like. I mean, my WhatsApp, you know, I was looking at my WhatsApp memory, apart from like my mom and a few others, is him sending me all these videos of different things, and you know, and that's what we do, you know. So it's good that everyone's seen that side now, you know.
No, he's hilarious, because I stopped kind of looking at TikTok, and then I seen Jay pop up. I'm like, is that Jay Sean? And I just had like a whole marathon, and it was the videos where it's like nobody's gonna know No, they're gonna know. And they're so funny and so relatable because my parents used to take me to shop at like the low brand stores, and they're like, no one is gonna notice. You're like, everybody's gonna notice that that's not Nike, you know?
Exactly. You know what? It's really nice. It's really nice to be able to be yourself fully, and I think TikTok has really allowed me to do that. It's a different demographic, and B, everyone's sort of being silly and having fun on there, right? Instagram became more of a business, didn't it? Instagram became, you know,
business,
so
your money posts now.
Yeah, so if I all of a sudden start posting, nobody's gonna know stuff on Instagram. They just wouldn't even get it. It's so out of context. They'd be like, what is this?
Yeah, what do you mean?
I'm having fun.
How are your kids about it? Like, you know, usually you walk in on your kids making TikToks. Now it's like dad's making TikToks. Like, you know, or your wife walks in. Like, is that how it goes? You have a chimney on your head, and your kids are like, what the hell is dad doing?
See, I make fun of that. Yesterday, I was filming 3 or 4 TikToks, and I said to my wife, I started laughing at the balloon. She goes, what are you laughing at? I go, did you ever think that your husband was going to go, can you doing a TikTok? Like, it's so weird because it's so right. It should be the other way around. It should be the kids going, Dad, I'm trying to do a TikTok, right? And then me going, right? And it's just the weird world that we're in, and it's funny and it's silly, and as long as you don't take it too seriously, like I just, you know, I don't take it too serious. You just gotta have fun with it. Enjoy yourself.
No, you brought down the lockdown version.
Oh, I loved doing that. That was fun.
That's like so perfect. What did you think about his lockdown song that he made?
I love it. Yeah, I love it. I saw it. I mean, the thing is that it's so weird. Like I said, because when I see Jay's videos and what's going on, we used to when we were together, myself, Jay, and Juggy, we had these characters. You know, we had characters that we used to play, like crazy Twitch Uncle, Bali from Harrow. You know, Jay used to play some crazy kid. Juggy used to play. And when we were, like, imagine we were on the road. We were going like from, we were in the car like daily for 6-7 hours. So we were kind of making our own sketches, you know. Yeah. So it's kind of
way. Like you would act like the creepy uncle or somebody, like with accents.
Oh yeah, all the time.
So it's great.
Then with
I've always seen
drivers.
Yeah.
I'd always punk the drivers. I'd pretend to be from like a different country. This is my first time to India, and I don't understand what's going on, you know. And or I'd be like, you know, we'd all just look at when you spend this much time on the road, you have 2 options. A, you just want to go to sleep because you can't stand your people, and you're like, let's just get it, just a job. Or B, you have the time of your life, and you have a laugh, and you're with the favorite people, and you just explore the world together. And you have so much silly fun, and that's it. And that's what we did, and that's what we continue to do. You know.
That's awesome. That's amazing to hear. Cause that's true, because you can go crazy and you know, on the road for that long. You know what I mean? And you have to, you know, be entertaining, and you're still being entertaining. And I feel like what I like about TikTok is it brings music back, because now everyone's gonna stream down, everyone's gonna find Rishi, then they're gonna deep dig, you know, and it's gonna go up. And all for your personality. Yeah.
Very true.
If you guys were to have, you know what the Millennium Tour was out here, right? Where it was like everyone from the 2000s, like B2K and all that. If you guys were about to go on a Millennium Tour, you know, you, Rish, and JUGGY, who else would you put on there? Or you wouldn't need anybody else? Like if you guys were, you know, when you're allowed to go out and perform, who would be on your Millennium Tour?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question, because I think it would probably be, I would like to have it a mix of sort of, you know, so Indian artists and English artists. Like imagine having like even Sonu on there, you know, singing all the Bollywood classics, you know, but at the same time, you know, having people, you know, from like even Craig David, or, you know, people like that, or having even American, even like Usher and these Chris Brown, they're all artists who still had stuff out at the same time as us, you know?
Exactly, the same time. And those are still the artists that we love as well. And I put you guys in that same category. Like, I love Chris Brown. I remember Chris Brown, you know, on TV, and still to this day, you know, people don't like him, and I'm just quietly over there like, I love Chris Brown.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I think.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah, no. Go on, Rish.
Yeah, I think pretty much the same, you know, like people that we've grown up with, At the same, I think Craig is one of my, ultimate favorites, that's come out in the UK. If it was someone Indian, I probably would say someone like B21, because I think we were touring.
Oh my God, I forgot about B21.
Like they were out before us. Jesse's a good friend of ours as well. So, and I love. They were the first, actually, probably the first Punjabi boy band, that came out. Bali Jackpal, Jesse, and they came out with this crazy sound. And, I was a fan before I even knew them. So definitely with them. And yeah, I guess, what Jay was saying was pretty similar, but it would be great for us. It'd be funny for us to go back on tour to see how it would be. I mean, like, I've never been into the tour thing. Like, I love being in this room, but I know for a fact that if we went out on tour, even the three of us, it would be crazy.
Oh my God.
I think you guys should. When we're allowed to do it, you guys should do it. I think you guys would do well. And like, just like seeing the numbers right now in the comments and, the music, because music nowadays isn't like how it used to be, which you know what I mean? It's like anyone can make a song in like 32 minutes, I guess, you know what I mean? And back in the day, the feel, and you have to know how to sing, like you were saying. So I think you guys would do good. Mental notes, you guys. I'll definitely buy tickets.
Yeah, the minute we're allowed to tour, man, I mean, it's just crazy right now, You think about all these artists in the world just stuck at home.
Yep. Making TikTok. I'm just kidding.
You know what? At least it's doing something. Shit.
Exactly.
Some people are just going like, I'm just literally going to stay at home. I've seen some artists haven't been on social media for the whole 7 months. And I'm like, damn, like, because what do they do? What are they going to post? Oh, hi, I'm home again. Like, what are they going to do?
I'm home again. That's true.
So for me, I was just like, let's do other stuff. Let's do my podcast. Let's do TikTok. Let's do something. Let's do something, right?
Yeah, be creative. Don't just, I think in the beginning, everyone didn't want to do anything. But if you are a creative and you're somebody who likes to do things, I think you think outside the box.
Yeah, of course.
Is there anything else you guys are working on right now, maybe possibly together? Are you guys going to be doing something else together? As you saw, like, we love you guys together, and you guys obviously work great together.
Yeah, I mean, we
got a Rishi Rich project track, which is myself, obviously Jay and Juggy, and another artist. But we had that ready actually before, and I guess that's gonna require the three of us being together for the video, at least the guys anyway. I don't really kind of get involved in the videos and stuff, but at least the guys. So and I'm sure we're gonna be working on a lot more material together. As soon as we can get to each other, I think that's the most important thing. But yeah, it's been good, like you said, like within this lockdown, I've actually felt more creative than anything because I've just been in the room working, and I'm actually really looking forward to the Rishi Rich project track that we got.
No, definitely. Sure. That's your brand, Rishi Rich Project. That's what we always think of when we think of you. So that's really nice. I actually so happy I got to talk to you guys, and you guys are super, super humble. And again, the little girl inside me is screaming. I text all my like brown friends. I was like, guess who I'm going to be talking to today? I'm like, oh no, are you excited? No big deal.
No, you're actually really easy to talk to. It's really nice. It doesn't feel like an interview. That's like
Oh, thank you.
Because we've done a lot of these, right? So we actually just had one just before here, which was really fun. He just made us play Antakshari the whole time, basically. He even got Rishi to sing.
What?
Tambourine.
You know what? That's actually the last thing I was gonna ask you. I know that Jay knows how to beatbox, but I thought it would be appropriate if Rishi beatboxed and you maybe rapped or sang something. If you guys don't, you know what I mean?
The thing is, it'll be out of sync.
Oh, it would be out of the thing. Oh man, you're right. Darn. I'm trying to think what we can do.
Though. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll do a little acapella for you from back in the day. All right?
Okay.
It was a bit of everything. Right, a bit of everything. So we'll go, girl, what have I told you? Been thinking of other possible lyrical ways to come and approach you. Haven't been able to think about anything other than wanted to reach ya. I ain't trying to speak ya. I ain't gonna use any lyrics to impress ya. A gentleman from the start. I get you a drink at the bar. Thinking to make it the gig in the loft. Telling me you wanna head to the car. If it's alright with you, then it's alright with me. So get your coat, cause tonight you're leaving with me. There you go.
I used to try to rap. Everybody used to try to rap that song because you know the beginning, and then you get faster, you're like, then you go,
yeah.
Everyone would know the beginning, and even now when I listen to it, I'm still trying, and I'm like, then from the start, and then you do the keys, and like all you know is keys to the car. That's all I get, keys to the car. That's it. But That made me happy. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing more stuff from you guys, and I can't wait for you guys to do the Millennium Tour and all that good stuff together.
Absolutely. Oh, thanks, Joty.
No problem. Make sure you follow them on Instagram, Snapchat. Wait, not Snapchat. Do you have Snapchat?
No, you know what I do, but I really don't use it. So let's say at J Sean Instagram, and then at the real J Sean on TikTok.
Real. And Rishi, where can everyone find you?
Nowhere.
In my studio, right?
Yeah, just Rishi Rich everywhere. You know, that's it. So that's all good. You know, I love Instagram. I think that's my place where, and Twitter actually. I love Twitter.
Twitter is fun.
I quite like Twitter. Instagram is my place where I think, you know, for me is where, you know, a lot of people kind of reach out to me, new artists, sending me demos. So yeah, just you know, just reach out.
This is perfect. All right, guys, you heard it here. Reach out. You guys obviously already know who they are, but you know, keep in touch and see. Maybe J Sean's gonna become a comedian one day. We're gonna see him on a Netflix special.
Yeah, yo, listen. I don't know about Netflix stand-up special, but I am doing a TV show. So
hey, you heard it here.
And it's a comedy. So you guys are gonna really. I mean, it's so good. Obviously TV is long, takes a while to get it made and stuff, but it's gonna happen.
That's exciting. You know, I can't wait to see you're hilarious. Like, please keep making the TikToks. I'm literally sending this to everyone. Even my non-Indian friends, like one of my friends is Arab and she knows who you are, and she's like, I love J Sean. I'm like, how the hell do you really know? Like, she's like, that was our brown guy too.
That's so amazing. I love that. Thank you.
No problem. You guys have a great night and day.
And
yeah, we'll keep in touch. Thank you.
See you, Joty. Bye.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Hey girl, we've been on and off and hiding out for ages. Can't see how they walk